Hey guys, so I found something out and it was pretty interesting. I wanted to show you. Um, I'll just show it on a regular setup here in the default screen. I usually just change this to a different view. I put the toolbar with F5 over to the other side, but just for right now, I'm going to go ahead and go to my paint and plane. Uh, Wanted to talk about the brush mask and brush. If you add something to your brush mask, it says image or movie, and that got me thinking, and I remembered, yeah, there's actually a way to use multiple images. So I wanted to find out if it worked, and so let me show you how I set up something. Let me go ahead and hit this specials key, which is the brush maker scene, and now I have a scene set up for 1024 by 1024 pixel. I'm going to go ahead and make the environment black, and then we're going to set up a single object, and we're going to use that in the render layer. Deselecting the camera, I'm going to add just a monkey, rotate X -90, grab Z, and I'm doing that just because the camera was picking up too much distortion from the perspective. This one's not an ortho. Let me go ahead and just make it ortho. Sorry, orthographic, just right there under the camera settings. And then I'm going to go back to the monkey. I'm going to scale it up just a little bit. Control 2 will get you a smooth edge. Now we're not going to actually work with all the details. I just want basically a mask. So in the materials, add a new Blender render material. I'm going to scroll down and click shadeless. I'm going to click the color and I'm going to bring it all the way up to the top, full 111. Okay, and then I'm going to just render it. F12 key, and there we go. We got this nice image. I'm going to save that image, and I'm going to go to the desktop and make a new folder. The new folder is going to be brush series, and so I'll click brush series. We'll put this image here, and we'll call this one test.001, and I'm going to click RGB. I'm not going to actually use alpha channel here. I'm going to make them simple. Save as. Okay, now we got this monkey selected. I'm going to move it from local. Oh, sorry. I'm going to get out of local view. Move that to another layer. Then I'm going to shift add another mesh object. Let me go ahead and add a cone. Rotate X 90. Scale. And I don't want to have to go back and add the material every time. So what I'm going to do is go to the render layer tab, and down here it says material, and if you hover over it, it will say override all other materials in this render layer. So I'm going to click it and choose that shadeless material that we made. So now I don't have to assign materials to these. So F12, image, save as image, hit the plus, turns it into a 002, save as, move that to another layer, shift A. Let me go ahead and get a teapot, rotate X, -90, grab Y, scale in some, grab Y, put it back to center, F12, image, save as image, plus, I'm going to get one more so we can have something variated. Move this to another layer, shift A, add a torus, I'm going to grab it here, scale it, shift duplicate, shift duplicate, shift duplicate, shift duplicate, just a little bit. Okay, so F12, one more image, save as, also increment. I want to make a script for this, but I haven't had time to mess with that yet. Okay, so we've done everything we need to do here. We're going to go back to our original art scene, a regular scene, and I'm going to go to the top view. Here I'm going to make a new image to draw on, and we're going to go with 2048 by 2048. In this sense, I want to use a white image just so everybody can see the contrast, and we're going to use this as whiteboard. Hit OK, image, save as image. I'm going to go to desktop for this one. Okay, now I'm going to actually get rid of that window now so I can maximize my art space. Now, image to plane from my add-on, I'm going to select that whiteboard, and I'm going to press the shadeless canvas, and then I'm already in texture paint mode. Now it's about setting up our brush, so I'm going to go to the tools, and I've got black selected. I'm going to go full, and I'm going to turn, for right now I'm going to turn off the pressure, and I'm going to turn on the radius. I'm going to turn that up. We're going to use it as the images we made, we're going to use a texture mask. So I'm just going to go to texture tab, click this, and change this to brush mask. And where it's holding an image or an image slot, we're going to open, and we're going to go to our brush series and click the first one and shift select the other ones, open, and you'll see here it says image sequence. Now our settings really need to be like this. The default is fine, so there's 4 images, start on 1, offset 0, then we'll hit auto refresh and cyclic. Then we need to say calculate alpha, because we're going to use the black as alpha. And then I'm going to go with clip on the image. I don't want to repeat it. And the settings here, I use view plane and rake random, and I'm going to go with, for right now, 2 on the size. That will actually ensure that I don't lose any of this portion of white area. Okay, and I found out that what you have to do is you have to have a timeline to play, and you don't actually have to have it open. You can actually just press the keys, but I wanted you to see what's going on here. The texture here should update as we go, and so if I don't start the timeline, you'll see that it's just the monkey head. I think my sizes is off. I'm going to go ahead and go with something a little bit small, 1.2, and I might have to increase that again. So you can see there that it's putting it down. Anyway, what I want to do now is actually zoom back out, and I'm going to reload the image and start over. And what I'm going to do is press this play button, and then you'll see this really cool change that's happening. And let me see if I can actually reload while it's still running. Yep, it worked. So I'm going to change the size to 1.4 and see if that works. It's just Anyway, you get the idea of what's going on here. It's kind of like alchemy, where you're actually getting the kind of like a chaos thing. But the next thing I wanted to show is that, I mean, if you want to make the most of this, is we'll go ahead and turn on accumulate, and we'll turn on use gradient, and the generic gradient goes from black to white, but let's see if we can create a stop and then create another stop, put it in between, put this one here, put that one there. Okay, so anyway, pressure allows it to work. So now let me get the size. Okay, and I'd like to go ahead and reset that again, and I want to show you something else. The newer stuff is really cool. It's the symmetry. So we'll turn on X symmetry, and so can actually do like in my alchemy, where you can start working on just basically almost like ink blots. And this is like what David Revoy did on the Chaos and Evolutions. So anyway, hopefully this will help some people out. I also wanted to find out if it worked on something else. There was another possibility that maybe we could turn around and use it on a cube. So I'm going to go ahead and try this. X this out, Shift A, mesh cube. Texture paint. Okay, add simple VVs, add paint slot, diffuse color. I want to try it with gray. Hit OK. Okay, then Alt A to play. And the symmetry is still on, so that's interesting. See if this will work. Nope. Well, let me turn the symmetry off. I had thought maybe this might be an interesting thing to work with, like you turn off the gradient. Maybe it would be something for a good chipper. Am I on GSL? I'm gonna go to multi-texture. Multi-texture is easier to see what you're doing when you're working on something simple like a stencil, if you're just working on just the color. But if you use the gradient again, we can probably get some pretty interesting noise patterns just using these tiny details. If we actually intentionally make chip patterns and dot patterns and such, I think this would be a really good way to actually dirty up and crunch up something as far as setting up for bumps. So let me go ahead and turn on GLSL, and in my material here I'll go ahead and turn on the normal, and I gotta turn it down some. But that's some pretty cool stuff here, if you figure, for damage. And if we just intentionally make some stuff, we can make some really cool textures. Anyway, that's all I've got really, and we'll talk about it. If I find something else out, I'll share it. Thanks a lot. Bye.